Hello and welcome to my first ever commentary track for Pubg. Thank you for watching, Chris. Little backstory, I was just practicing jumping into hot zones, working on getting kills, but it wasn't going so hot today, so I decided to wait to see where everybody jumped this game. And as you can see, most people have jumped out already by now. I'm trying to decide where to go. I do know about this observatory trick on this map, so I decided, why not? There's not a lot of people on the plane. I'll try and get it. Every time I've tried it before, basically I've either missed the landing or else somebody has come down with me and kills me right away. So as I'm jumping, I see this guy in front of me here. So I know that there's at least one other person trying for this observatory. Now the observatory is nice because on the top level, which can only be accessed by the parachute, you get a chance for some tier 3 loot, which is always nice. Now I did see this guy land, but I didn't know where he went after that, so I thought he was running towards the bottom level. Here I pick up a M416. I don't know why the loot's not showing. And here was, as you can see, it was the EAK. I did not see that guy when I was looking there. Here was just a holoscope, I believe. There's some tier 2 armor there. So I thought this guy was down below me. So I was just making sure it was clear before I started looting. Just some miscellaneous like bandages, and you see here I get a tier 2 helmet. Then here my tier 2 helmet disappears, and I did not notice that right away. So I'm going to try and make it for these group of buildings over here. And here, you can see I start running back because I noticed my helmet was down to tier 1. So I run in, do a quick scan, and did not see where the helmet went, where I changed it. So I decided just to move on. So as I was running, I was looking to where the zone is. And you can see it's pretty far, not too far away, but far enough away. I think I find a ×2 scope in here. It was in one of these 3 buildings here that I loot. Mainly I'm just looking for better gear here. And a backpack. my tier 1 backpack there. Picking up the ammo that I can pick up before. One thing I still need to work on is recognizing what attachments I need quicker, so I can loot quicker. So here I only got a minute left before the blue zone starts closing in, and I figured I'd try to go to Gattaca here and try and find a car or something. And my plan was to push down south, just because of the way the plane went in. It came in across here. So I find this crappy little thing. Now my plan here was not to stop just in the zone. Or near the zone. I wanted to at least push to these big buildings here. I know in the past I've looted these and get some okay loot out of there. Like tier 2 basic loot. Mainly at this point, I was really low on bandages and I guess painkillers and stuff. I only had maybe 90 ammo for the M4. Maybe it was 120. It wasn't too much at this point, but I did find quite a bit in these group buildings, and that's enough to last me for the rest of the game. I can't remember exactly where I found it, but I did find a 4x scope in these buildings as well. Now my plan was to leave the car here all along and just go on foot for the rest of the time. I don't like using vehicles as much as possible because I think they draw too much attention. I do find a lot of first aid kits, and main thing I'm looking for now is a tier 2 backpack. It's pretty full. And then here I'm trying to drop things to pick up more ammo. I think I dropped some 7.62 to pick up a first aid kit, actually, if I remember correctly. I think this is where I found the 4x scope. main thing I'm looking for now is a tier 2 backpack. I didn't notice it beforehand, but I did miss it in the second last building in the bedroom. There was one. Right here I found my tier 2 helmet that I lost the first time. In here there's, I think, 2 or 3 tier 2 backpacks. So now that I have the room, I'm finishing looting this house, then I'm going to run back and grab all the ammo that I left behind. I knew I left a lot in this building here. And here I see the tier 2 backpack and just shake my head. Like, how did I miss that? Now my goal is just to push into the zone as much as possible. I've been having issues just trying to stay ahead of the blue zone. Here I'm just picking up like grenades and some flashbangs and I think a smokers too. That's one thing I don't use enough of, especially in the final circles. I heard that gunshot and I was thinking it came from, well, it was one of these guys in this town over here. So my plan was just to hug this ridge, go up to the top and see if I could see anybody. I did find a frying pan in that last house, I believe. I really don't know if these things contain any good loot. There was like an ump. So I'll just quickly check. I'm just looking mainly for attachments. I didn't end up getting a lot for the M4. So I'm just scanning the town, looking for any movement. Here I hear that bike come in. Wasn't too sure exactly where he stopped. I'm just trying to get eyes on them. I thought he would be at the top of the ridge looking into town. Now, I did not see him there. So I figured I would just keep moving. I keep looking back to make sure I don't see him. And I didn't see him the whole time. These replays, I'm sure, make it a lot easier to see where the people are. So I was gonna go to these groups of buildings, staying along this ridge. I heard some random gunshots this way, so I could hear these guys fighting. And this whole time, I'm just running, keep looking back with alt, trying to see where anybody was. So I heard those gunshots, and like I said, I knew they were not in this compound, but somewhere in this area. So I do notice that these doors are open, so this place has been looted. But I also figured this would be a good spot just to stop and watch to see where the blue zones start coming in. So I spend probably the next 5 minutes here. I figured I'd shut the doors so at least I have some time if I hear anybody trying to come up. Then I noticed that door to the right leads to the stairwell as well. So I go to shut it and realize there's no door here. So here I'm trying to get eyes on those guys in town. I knew the blue was going to be pushing them pretty quickly here, so I was hoping I'd catch them running across. No, I do hear this vehicle coming. You can barely hear it though. somewhere. It's pretty far away. I'm not into one of these guys. So my whole plan was to stay on this bottom edge of the circle. I knew with the plane coming in this way, most of the people would be to the north. I did not expect there would be this many over here. Obviously, I knew there's some because I kept hearing gunfights. So I saw I only had about a minute and a half to get to the next zone. And I know at this point in time, the blue zone is going to start hurting pretty good. So I do know there's guys behind me somewhere. Because those guys that were fighting down in the lower town there. So I keep searching behind me, trying to figure out where they're going to come from. I was also pretty sure somebody was in this compound here because I heard gunshots from before. I did not see that guy in that garage there. I actually had no idea this guy was right here. I thought by now, since I didn't see any movement, he would be pushing up already. Then around here I hear some walking. I'm not exactly sure from where. So I started checking corners. Then I hear this Jeep coming. So I wanted to get some hard cover between me and the Jeep. So I keep looking behind because I knew there's guys back there. Did I see this guy pop out? I still don't know where that guy is. I know he's behind me somewhere. Then somehow he does not see me as he's pushing up. I see him in front of me right there. It's weird watching this replay because I knew I was leading the target at that point in time, so there must be some lag in there. Now the blue zone is pushing pretty hard here, so I knew I had to get into the zone. I'm not sure why those gunshots are going off. I did not fire. I just reloaded there. That's a weird audio bug. So I knew there was guys to my left and at least one guy to my right. I heard these gun battles over here, so I was hoping I can come up and maybe catch a guy from behind. Since I didn't see anybody, I saw where the next zone was. I figured I better get back to it, at least some hard cover. I'm trying to figure out which tree is going to be inside the zone. I want to get there before anybody else. Now I see that guy in the building to the right. Right here, I believe, yeah. I was actually surprised he saw me there. So I knew I was safe here from the blue zone, and he wasn't. So I'm just trying to zone him out. Once again, that was a kind of weird shot. I actually hit him there. I don't know if you saw that. But it doesn't look like. Once again, I did not shoot the ground there. So I thought he was behind this tree here, but it looks like he's behind the hill. I see there's only 3 guys left, and I knew the zone is up over here, so I started running for that. Once again, trying to figure out which tree would be in the zone. I knew this one was outside, but I wanted to see if I could see anybody running for it. I knew I had some time. At this point, my hands are shaking so bad. They're tense, and this is the furthest I've ever made it before. I think number 6 is my personal best before this. So I heard that muffled gunshot, and I look up, I see it's a Kar 98. So I know he has at least one long-range weapon. And I knew basically where he was. So I'm expecting him to make a move trying to get in the zone. So I knew if I just waited here, that he was going to have to move before I was. I don't know how he knew I was right here. I saw those screens come in when I moved to the left a bit. I think he was just, either he knew I was going to be behind this tree, or else he was just throwing random grenades. So blue zone I know is pushing me, so I make a mad dash for this tree. I see him there. Trying to pop a quick first aid off here. I see him running. And boom, headshot. With a couple body shots, of course. And I, at this point, yelled out, "Fuck yeah." Quite loud, actually. So, I'm quite happy at this point. And that was my first chicken dinner. Hope you enjoyed listening.